Hi everybody, I'm Rob from Rewind Video.
And I am Bob.
And we're here today with a mini episode to answer a question that you got from a customer.
Yeah, I did. You know, we constantly prod our customers and listeners to ask questions if they have them. Finally, somebody has done that. And we've answered one.
We get a lot of crazy questions, but we throw a lot of them away.
Yeah, a lot about like our dating lives and stuff of that nature.
People are so interested in that.
Yes, so we have a real question from a listener and a devoted customer by the name of the Ricker. That's the Ricker, yeah. And he wants to hear from you. Okay. In fact, his question is posed like this. I would like Robb's recommendation on the watch order for the Fast and the Furious franchise for the uninitiated. So he clearly hasn't spent any time with these movies. You have, and anyone who listens to the show would know that. So he's looking for, some guidance on how to dive in.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess, there's a lot of different ways to look at this, right?
Yeah, there's the order that they were released.
Yes.
There's also the chronological order, which
I couldn't tell you offhand what that is.
Now I could, if you're interested. I've done some poking around in preparation for this, and I can read you the list that the internet has served up as like, hey, if you want to watch these in the order that they actually unfold, this is how it goes. So chronologically, this is what the internet would tell us to do. They would say, you got to start with Better Luck Tomorrow, which is apparently a Justin Lin movie that introduces the character of Han. And it's
Fair enough. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. From there, it's The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, F9, and Fast X.
So it basically goes 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and then 3.
Then 7.
7, 8, Hobbs and Shaw, 9, and 10.
Yes.
I mean, the reason they did that is to bring back the Han character, right?
Right.
First of all, I don't think it really matters what order you watch these movies in.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, really. I mean, it doesn't, like I didn't watch them in the original order or any order, really. I just watched kind of whatever.
Do you remember which was the first one you saw? Did you see the first one when it came out? And you were
I definitely did.
Okay.
And
I did not.
I guess I kind of liked it at the time. I think I dismissed it as just kind of a dumb car movie. And I think, and I don't know if you remember this, but when those movies came out, especially around like the second one, but like between the first one and the second one, this whole car culture thing blew up.
It did blow up. And
it kind of became the whole personality of the movie. And that's exactly what I think the second or the third one was. Like, it just became just like modding your car. And that was like, everybody was doing that. Everyone was buying cheap Hondas and all these cars. And that became the first movie, like not, I don't want to say created that, but like mainstreamed that culture. And it became like annoying. So I think I dismissed the movies for a long time just because of that.
The first one is as much a car movie as it is a DVD player movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Point Break in cars.
Yeah.
Is all it is.
Right.
I came to appreciate that movie a lot more over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely, I was definitely familiar with that. But I think I didn't really come back to it until 4 or 5.
Okay.
You know, this is about when I came back to the franchise, or kind of came to the franchise fully.
Yeah.
And then by then I was totally bought in. Interesting.
So you're saying just jump in, go in the order that they came out.
I mean, yeah, if I was going to, that's my philosophy in general.
Okay.
And things, I don't think there's any reason to watch things in an order in which they weren't released.
So for instance, you wouldn't say watch Quiet Place Day 1 before the first Quiet Place movie, even though the most recent one takes place prior to the events
like
in
the middle of no, I would say if you want to watch any franchise or any long running story, yeah, watch them in the order that they came out, because I don't believe that I should be doing any more extra work.
Yeah.
I think like if you can't tell this, if the story can't be told in the way that it was told, and the way you did it, you know, then why should I be like forced to put them in an order that makes some sort of sense? I guess if you're into that stuff, that's fine. I just say like whatever order they came out in. Like I don't see any like if I'm gonna watch the Star Wars saga from beginning to end, which I never have, but like I wouldn't start with episode 1. I would start with the originals.
Interesting. Now, I'm going to give you one more take on this list, and then I'm going to share my recommendation, which I think you will disagree with. But apparently, in addition to the chronological order, there is a flashback order, which has something to do with scenes from these movies that take place in the past, and if you want to watch those in order. And that goes Fast and Furious, Fast 5, The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast 6, or Fast and Furious 6, Tokyo Drift, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast 9, Fast X. Which seems wacky to me.
That seems that seems like you're just doing work to like justify watching them in that order. I mean, I think overall it doesn't really matter.
I'll tell you how I was introduced to this franchise, and it informs my recommendation for the order to watch things. The first Fast and Furious movie that I saw was 3, Tokyo Drift. Okay. And I, to this day, think that is hands down the best movie in the franchise.
Really?
Yeah. For me,
it's my least favorite.
Interesting.
of the franchise.
Wow. So it seems, I mean, having seen all of them at this point, it seems like what they were trying to do with 3 is the same thing they were doing with Halloween Season of the Witch, which was, let's just turn it into an anthology franchise, and we'll just tell different stories about car people in different parts of the world.
Because that's what they wanted to do, is they wanted to make it like a straight to video car mod movie. And capitalize on that culture, and then that movie didn't. I can't remember if that movie did well or not, but eventually Vin Diesel came back for the next one and was like, "No, we got to make it about the characters,
family."
Yeah, and so like, and plus that culture wasn't going to last forever. Like it was like reaching the end of like being a thing you can make movies about, I think.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel was like, no, we got to make it like a big thing about, a big franchise about family.
Right. And
Corona. Which has kept it as a giant franchise for all these years. So he was right.
He was right. I mean, these movies make a fuck ton of money anytime they come out. But yeah, it seemed like the filmmakers had decided with the third one, we're going to follow the blueprint laid by the Step Up franchise and just start releasing these on straight to video.
Exactly.
But I still love that movie. I've watched it more than the others in this franchise. So I would say start with Tokyo Drift, and then from there, stop.
I think Tokyo Drift is the worst one, but I think that's because it doesn't have any of the characters from any of the other movies involved.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of silly. Or, I guess Han technically is in it, right?
Han is in it. Yeah. He plays a huge part in it. Yeah. But that's the first time you see him.
But like, it's not, he's not like a part of the universe until
prior
that movie.
To that. Not until that movie. Yeah.
Which is why they did the whole crazy timeline.
Yeah.
But
because people wanted him back.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say watch that movie and decide to move on if you want, because I don't think it's like it's not a good example of the rest of the series. I would say like if you're like, hey, I'm going to watch all of these movies, and I'm definitely going to watch them in an order that like matters. I would say watch them in the order that they came out, because that's just my general philosophy on it. But I would say like if you just want to jump into this franchise and be like, do I want to watch an awesome movie and see if I want to watch the rest of these ridiculous action movies?
Yes.
I would say jump into 5 or 6, Fast 5 or Furious 6, or the first one. The first one I think is a genuinely good movie. It doesn't have the big giant set pieces that the later ones do. But I would say just like, if you just want to go in and watch a balls to the wall action movie, 5 or 6, and if those movies aren't really like your thing, if you're not going to buy into it in either one of those, you might not want to go on with the rest of the series.
I think for the uninitiated, that's a great way to go about it because, knowing what these have become, and they're such a part of pop culture that it's impossible to not be aware of like how bombastic these are. Mm-hmm. You'll inevitably feel that the first couple movies are a bit of a slog compared to where the series ends up. So why not jump in the middle, since it doesn't really matter?
Yeah,
and get a taste for what's to come. And then if you like it, go back. I think that's a strong recommendation.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the mythology so much. I don't think it necessarily even adds up. I really don't. I'm not so sure it does.
That's fair. They did bring back more than just Han from Tokyo Drift. I want to say in one of the later ones, we see that guy who was the star of Tokyo Drift show up as like a junk dealer or something. He's one of the weird off to the side characters.
Yeah, they made it all fit together. They did a good job of like justifying all of that.
Yeah,
I'd say jump in wherever,
Well, the world appreciates your take because you have gone on record saying that this is a franchise that you are tuned into. You will see it when they release a new one.
I just think they make it what it's supposed to be with giant, excellent action set pieces. It's just dependable in that way.
Are any of these movies for you more than 3-star movies?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Because it feels to me, among our big action franchises that are ongoing, the Bonds, the Mission Impossibles, that the best you can expect is a 4-star movie here or there. But like for the most part, most of them are in that 3-star category. But
there's 11 movies in this series. I have 7 of them at 4 stars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And Tokyo Drift at 5.
Tokyo Drift is 3.
Okay. All right. Nothing below 3?
But I did have Tokyo Drift at 2 for a long time, but I've grown to appreciate it more as I grew to appreciate the rest of the series more.
Just keep watching it. It's going to grow.
But they all do though. That's the problem. right, Every time I rewatch them, they get better.
Okay. All right. Well, I and the rest of the world appreciate your take on the Fast and Furious franchise. I know the Ricker will be tuning in for this, so we'll be eager to find out if he jumps in and what order he chooses based on tonight's recommendation. So
maybe he's got his own cool order to watch him in.
Yeah.
We don't even know about.
Yeah, maybe you can guide us. Well, thank you, Rob.
Yeah,
and thank you, the Ricker.
Absolutely. I think that's a wrap on our thoughts about this this franchise, at least for now, until we get back into it.
I'm sure we will at some point.
Be sure to check out our regular episodes every other Thursday and follow us at rewindvideopod.com. We will see you next time. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Satan's a big fan of those movies, too.
Is he?